Peace everyone, Unmask Art here. Welcome back to the Drawing Journal. Alright, so today is already not off to the best start, but I'm going to try to make the most of it because I'm drawing something that I had absolutely no intention to draw whatsoever, because the sketch that I had already started and was well into was the third page for my coloring book that I've been kind of working on for a little while now. And I had it up on the wall beside me, and as I was setting up, I reached over to take it off of the wall, put it on my desk so that I could start drawing. However, there was a small piece of tape over top of just a section in the middle of the drawing, and I didn't think much of it because I put tape on everything, and I gently peeled this tape up. Like, I was very careful. It wasn't like I tried to just rip it off and didn't care. I was gentle, which is even more irritating because it ended up peeling up part of the paper, and I tried to fix it the best that I could to get it to not be terrible, but it ruined it. It completely ruined it. It's on my best paper. There's just no way of fixing it or doing anything. It was very, very frustrating. It's a terrible, terrible way to start this live stream. So I'm going to just go ahead and apologize for my cynical attitude that's probably going to persist throughout the rest of this live stream, because it's just so irritating that it ruined the piece. And I had this piece planned. I had this sketch done for months now. I've had it done for months, and it was just, it was just so unfortunate. Yes, hello everybody, Video Light, Alex, Coffee Cat, thanks for coming by the live stream. Hopefully you enjoy this live stream. I'm still going to be drawing for as long as I can physically maintain it. I already noticed that I forgot my water, but I'm glad that you made it to the live stream. I decided to start the live stream whenever I got set up. I set the time. I don't even know what time I set the time, to be honest with you. But the whole purpose of this live stream was to just sit down, relax, and draw. And I'm going to try to stop talking so much right now and start drawing a little bit. But yes, so off to an extremely frustrating start already. But hopefully we can make the most of it. Honestly, the past 3 weeks have been probably the worst 3 weeks as far as living in Poland, as far as being an artist, as far as being alive, to be honest with you. Just nothing has been working for me these past few weeks, and I've barely made any videos. I've barely drawn or painted or colored or done anything art related, and it's just been one just frustrating day after another. And I was really hoping today started off great, like for real. Today started off really great. I have a video uploaded. It's a collaboration video, another Coffee with Friends collaboration that I did with Kit Slam Art. You may be familiar with his channel. I'm not sure, but it's a collaboration with him, Coffee with Friends. It was a lot of fun to do. I put a lot of energy and work into it. I'm happy with the video, and it's uploaded. It's gonna show up tomorrow. Um, and that's honestly that's the first video that I've created. I mean, I don't really consider the live streams that I've done to be video creations, because I just set up my camera and hit go live and sit here and draw. But as far as like actually editing, and the thing is, I have like 5 or 6 videos that I need to edit. Like, I have videos recorded, but for 3 weeks now I haven't been able to do anything. It's just been terrible, insanely frustrating, and I hope that it's out of my system now. In no way would I consider it to be artist block, because that's the most frustrating thing about it all, is that I've had so much inspiration. Like, I have so many ideas, so many things to draw, and I can't just sit down and do any of it. Like, that's the frustrating part. The frustrating part isn't necessarily that I don't know what to draw or I don't know what to do next. It's that I have so many things that I want to do that I don't even know what direction to take my first step in. And I've been stuck like in the mud for like 3 weeks now. And I haven't mentioned any of this. I didn't intend for this live stream to be like some negative rant about how terrible everything's been going, but um, I just I just can't hold on to it. Like, I pride myself on being genuine when I do my videos. Like, I don't make up some super happy perfect personality with some perfect life. Um, and I'm not ever going to be that person, because I think that if I were to become that person, I'd probably end up hating myself. So I'm not gonna try to like pretend that everything's perfect, because it's 100% the opposite right now. Um, but I'm hoping that doing a little bit of sketching and drawing and just doing whatever, it will kind of just pass. I've been sick a lot lately, which has been extremely discouraging. I was sick all this weekend. I was sick. Um, Last week I got sick like one day, and then pretty much every week I get sick. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but yeah, I still have some congestion and just everything, just everything. And the thing is, I never get sick. Like, before I moved to Poland, I don't even remember last time I was sick. It was just terrible. See if I'm missing anything. A lot of chat going on. But hello, Anne. I'm glad you were able to make it. I assume that you're at work, like you usually are during my live streams. I enjoyed your live stream this past weekend. I think it was Saturday evening. I was just getting over like this cold that I have. Sunday was a little bit better, but I pretty much had a fever most of Saturday. So I caught a little bit of your stream Saturday, which was really nice. It was fun chatting a little bit. It was interesting being on the other side of the screen, whereas you know I'm usually the one talking and you're the one typing. And that time I was the one typing. Um, but yeah, so I need a pencil sharpener. So, anyways, like I mentioned, this I didn't intend to draw this. I was caught completely off guard. I had everything planned. I was ready. Uh, I was ready to to sit here, draw all day, and work on my coloring book page. And 10 minutes ago, when I ruined that picture, oh, jeez. I just happen to have this sketched out. I don't really have any plans for this drawing. I was gonna make a video, like I was gonna make like a regular time lapse video of this drawing in particular, um, because I really like doing figures, and I was gonna make a video of this one because I thought it would do really good because it's gonna be a gorgeous figure, and now I'm just gonna draw it for this. I'm not even recording on my camera. Most of the time, I forget to hit record when I'm doing my live streams, and yeah, just one more frustrating thing that I keep doing. But yeah, I'm just going to draw this. So aside from that, I hope that everybody else had a pretty nice weekend. Like I said, I was sick the whole time. Thank you, Anne. Yeah, I'll try to relax, but like I said, I haven't done anything for like 3 weeks, and it's honestly I feel like it's worse that I haven't done anything. That's what it feels like to me. I feel like I'd feel a little bit better if I'd have actually accomplished something in the past 3 weeks, but hadn't, and it's just I think the level of frustration that I feel is just making everything worse. Um, but one of the things that I wanted to talk about during this live stream was not this past weekend, but the weekend before, where I went to the 21st International Dog Show um, here in Katowice. It was at the Spodek. Now I have a bunch of video that eventually I might, edit if I can ever bring myself to doing anything. Sorry, my nose is a little bit itchy. Um, but I will try to edit that video today a little bit. I already started editing it a bit, and I'll have that video uploaded so you can kind of get a visual of what it was like there. But for now, I'll just kind of explain what happened. So my wife's boss, he owns a company, or he helps run a company or something along those lines. I'm not even quite sure what the logistics are behind it. But essentially, he's into dog shows. Like the bottom line, he's into dog shows. He kind of runs. He kind of helped run the dog show, in fact, and he invited Anna to be a translator for one of the judges because since it was international, most of the judges speak English, and she was meant to translate it from English to Polish. However, it ended up being easier than that for her. But so that's how we kind of got invited. But also, Anna's boss he's hired me to do some digital design for him in the past, and he absolutely loves my art. In fact, he probably is one of my biggest fans here in Poland for sure. He swears that I should be famous, and he wants to do everything possible to make that happen, which is a really great feeling. But I wish it was that easy, just having people want me to be famous. Um, but he thought it'd be a really cool idea to have me draw the the dog of kind of the person that was actually in charge of the dog show. I don't know what her name is, but so he commissioned me to draw this lady's dog, which I have the video of, and I haven't edited it or uploaded it. And I did this a while ago, I guess. Actually, probably 3 weeks ago, if I remember correctly. But she really liked it, and then he came up with the idea of me doing the drawing of the winning dog. So the dog that wins best in show for the dog show, I'm going to draw the portrait of that winning dog. And he thought that that would be a really cool prize on top of all the other stuff that they get for winning. And so I was like, yeah, sure, that'd be a cool opportunity. And at this point, I didn't really know a lot about how big this dog show was actually going to be. And I didn't know that it was going to be on TV or live streamed onto YouTube or anything like that. I didn't realize that the magnitude of it all. And I've never been in the Spodek up until this dog show. So, the Spodek is a really well-known building here in Katowice because it's the main event center for all of the big shows. Like music artists from around the world come to the Spodek to perform, and it's the biggest stadium here in Poland, I think, and it's pretty famous. It was built in the 70s to look like a spaceship has landed in the ground. It's a really cool building, and you'll see more of it in the video. Of course, you can just Google it, but whatever. So it was cool to be invited to an event that was going to take place in there, and let's see. So after we kind of organized that, came Friday. I had business cards made. Actually, I haven't showed these yet. I have one here. So here's my Polish business card that I made. My wife helped me a little bit with the design, and then obviously she did the translation. Here's the back. All of my social media stuff, and yeah. So I got these made pretty quickly, so that I had some for the show to hand out to people. And since it's mostly Polish people, I had it in Polish. So I think I should have had some made in English as well, but whatever. Because there was a few English-speaking people there, since it was international. But what else? Yes, so when it came to setting up for the show, there wasn't a whole lot of time. I didn't have a ton of time to organize things and figure out how I was going to get set up, what I was going to have. And fortunately, I had a few foam boards so that I could set up a few of my drawings, in which I just, kind of taped them up there and had them sitting there. For the first 2 days, there wasn't much of a setup. And that's because it was such short notice, and I didn't really know what I was going to do. I was going to sit there all day, and since I don't speak Polish, I couldn't really talk to many people. So it was kind of boring the first 2 days, I'll be honest. It was kind of boring. It was kind of for the first 2 days, I felt like this is a huge waste of my time, because I didn't feel like I was getting anything out of it for the amount of time that I had put in to be there and setting up and everything like that. But on Sunday, the last day, that's where it became worth it, because as each day went by, we were thinking of like things that I could do to make people come over and look at things and whatnot. And eventually I got a table because I didn't even have a table the first 2 days, which was kind of irritating because it just it just made me look like I was sitting there in a chair with a couple of random drawings. Nobody really knew why I was there because I didn't have anything. I didn't have any setup to kind of uh, express the my purpose for being at the dog show, and I only handed out like 20 or 30 of my business cards the first 2 days, and I was like, I ordered 500 of these business cards, and I've barely given 5% of them out, um, and it was kind of disheartening. But on the third day, the last day, I got a table. I brought my monitor, and I had edited a stream of like a bunch of my drawing videos, time lapses, like an hour worth of time lapse videos, and that drew a lot of people over to my table, and I had crowds of people around me all day Sunday, because they were either looking at my work or they were watching the videos or they were attempting to communicate to me in Polish and ask me questions that I couldn't answer. Fortunately, the lady beside me, which I think is, I want to say it's my wife's boss's daughter-in-law, I think. I'm not 100% certain, not quite sure what her relationship is there, but she spoke a little bit of English, so sometimes she would have a chance to do a tiny bit of translating to people. At the very least, express that I don't speak Polish and kind of give them an idea of why I'm there. But for the most part, there wasn't very many people that I actually got to communicate with. But I had a lot of interest in what I was doing. A lot of people asked me like for prices, which was very tough to answer, because I wasn't the only artist there. There was an artist that probably went along with the dog show a bit better. A local artist that had a much larger presence and stand, but it was underneath. See, I had a stand in the main arena, so I had like the spot that everybody else would want as an artist there. The only thing I was missing was preparation. I didn't have a table. I didn't have the body of work that made a lot of sense. I brought some of the animals that I drew, and then Sunday I also did a live drawing. I did 2 live drawings Sunday with pastels. I took some pastels. I took some of my cheaper pastel paper, and I drew a dog, and I drew a landscape. It wasn't meant. The landscape came out so bad. I was under too much pressure because I'd started it, and when I started it, just a huge horde of people came around me, and um, and then I was like, I kind of froze up. I was like, I don't know what to do with this picture because I was working on the sky, and with pastels, doing a sky, it takes like 30 seconds. I had people like with their camera phones out recording me, and I was doing this sky, and I finished the sky, and I was like, I don't know what to do next, but they're all watching me, and so I decided to just like start drawing a tree. I was like, here's a tree, and when I took the tree from the ground up into the sky, like people were gasping because I had this black pencil that I was like pushing up into this this gorgeous sky, and then once the tree started to come out, people like started to relax a little bit more. But yeah, it was a different experience. I don't like to draw in front of people, which is kind of ironic considering how much I enjoy doing the live streams. But I don't have like people hovering around me. One of my weird pet peeves that I have is that I can't stand it when when I'm sitting and somebody is standing next to me, uh, especially if they're talking to me. I have this problem. I kind of my wife gets upset with this sometimes because I'll be sitting. She'll like come into the room and she'll like start talking to me, but she'll be too close. Like I can tolerate sitting and talking to somebody that's standing if I can see them. But if they're too close and I have to like look up at them, it's too much. And so I have to like tell her to back up a little bit. She hates it when I tell her to back away, because it always kind of comes off like like rude or mean or something along those lines. Um, and I don't intend for it to happen, but it does. And yeah, that story went way off the left field, but whatever. It's my story. I'll do what I want. Um, so yeah, it was a bit of a pressure crunch, and wasn't expecting it. There wasn't that many people there when I was drawing the dog. I drew the dog for like 3 hours unnecessarily. I could have drawn the dog in 20 minutes, to be honest with you. I mean, that's how quick pastels are. But I just kept doing more and more and more and more, and I was doing really really slow because I had no reason to rush. I was going to be there for like 9 hours or longer. Um, so I was in no hurry whatsoever to do any of that. Um, and I was having fun drawing it, and it brought people over to my table, and so there was just no reason to rush in that moment with the dog. But when people started pulling out their camera phones and recording me while I was doing the landscape, I was like, yeah, like a little anxiety there, just a bit. Didn't like it very much. Um, I felt like one of those like street artists that like spray paint stuff, um, and I didn't like that. Uh, Sorry, I'm trying to catch up with the comments. Yeah, I did. So for those of you that can see the comments, the comment about me in the Navy and painting up in the forecastle. So little lesser known fact about me. I was in the military for 4 years, like 6 years ago. Oh my god, I can't believe it's been that long. 6 years ago, I got out of the military. That's just insane. Um, but I was on an aircraft carrier and I did a mural painting. It was like 6 feet by 11 feet, like the size of it. First time I've ever done a mural. Uh, and it was on the deck on the floor. And why is my background black? Just what I need is like the camera to stop working. um, I don't know what the camera's doing. It's retarded. Um, I hit the record button for it to turn back on. And I was sitting here talking, reading the comments. I didn't realize that it shut back off for absolutely no reason whatsoever. So it's fixed now. Um, but yeah, I painted a mural in the while I was in the Navy, and it was an experience to say the least. I had absolutely no idea what I was doing. Um, I was restricted to the enamel paint that they have on the ship, and they only had the primary colors. Um, and I would if you I mean if you look back at my channel at some of my earlier work, um, it was it was mediocre. My drawings were mediocre. I don't care what anybody says. Um, they were mediocre. So if you add on or if you subtract like 5 more years or whatever that was, um, you can imagine how much worse my work was while I was in the Navy. And I painted this mural, and I think that it came out okay. It came out okay. That's it. Like, just barely okay. I really wish I could go back and repaint it with the skills that I have now because it's bad. It's just bad. Uh, and I hate kind of that my name is on it, and it's just I wish I could do it over. It was a super awesome opportunity. I milked it like crazy. For anybody that was in the Navy with me knows how like I spent like 3 months on it, and and it was just so that I didn't have to do anything else. And it was fun, and it was worth doing. It was definitely worth doing, and it's really cool to say that like I have artwork that is permanently on uh, an aircraft carrier, the USS Abraham Lincoln. You can probably find pictures if you Google like the mural in the USS Abraham Lincoln or something along those lines, or my name. Uh, you could probably find a picture of the painting of me standing next to the painting or something like that. Because I remember I found a picture of it really long time ago. Actually, you should be able to find it on my Facebook page. Um, so yeah, you could just skip that step and go straight to my Facebook page and find it there. Thank you. I'm glad you like the way the drawing's looking so far. I feel like I haven't done enough to constitute compliments yet. But thank you. I'm glad you like it. I still, I feel like I'm just talking much more than drawing, but it's kind of nice because it's, I'm relieving a lot of stress right now, I can assure you. So it's nice to just kind of hang out with everybody and draw. Um, well, I didn't share this live stream anywhere. I didn't share it on my Facebook page. I didn't tweet it out or anything like that. So anybody that's willing to share the fact that I'm live right now, I'd be grateful. But what else? I don't know. Anybody have any questions? I feel like I've kind of hit a dry spot as far as like what I intended to talk about in this video. I don't remember. I was talking about the dog show. What else about the dog show? There was a lot of dogs, a lot of barking. The agility course was pretty fun to watch. I was right there. Like my stand was right next to the main ring. So I got a lot of exposure. And I haven't gotten the email yet from the winner. I haven't, so I don't have the picture of the winning dog to start drawing it, which I'm totally fine with. Honestly, if they don't email me until like a month from now, that would be like perfect for me. I have 2 commissions this week that I really need to get done, and so to kind of have a somewhat of a buffer time before I start drawing the dog, I'm perfectly content with. Thank you for sharing the live stream. I always try to give myself a little extra time that I can like tweet it out and share it to Facebook and stuff like that, but honestly, it's just I'd rather have you guys do it. So let's see. I kind of had this epiphany yesterday because, um, to be honest with you, I can't keep up with uh, the amount of videos that I've been creating for the past like 8 months. Um, like for the longest time, I was doing 4 videos a week. A month later, I was doing 5 videos. A month later, I was doing 6 videos. 2 months later, I was doing 7 videos every week. And it was like 8 in the morning until like 2000, almost 5 days a week. It was just impossible to maintain, and I did it for like 7 months straight. And I finally got to a point. Well, when I started live streaming is when it changed a little bit, and I just can't go back to that because I was getting, I'm still getting sick, but I was getting sick like every week, running a fever, uh, and I just couldn't keep up with it anymore. And so I am trying to figure out a new schedule that works, that is comparable to such amount of videos, because I genuinely enjoy making videos, and if I could maintain at least 4 videos a week, I'd be like, that's where I want to be. I want to be at 4 videos a week, like a good schedule, a healthy schedule. And I kind of have the idea for three, like 3 solid videos. Is it three? No, it's two. It's two plus a third hidden one, I guess you could say, because yeah, I hear you, Anne. I know what you mean. Um, I wish that I wish that I could just, take a break and not have to like run myself ragged. But the truth is, here's the honest truth. Like I don't make enough. I don't make enough money doing what I do, which is a really difficult thing to live with because I've been doing this for a while now. Um, I put I put more work into what I'm doing than any job I've ever done in my life. I work harder now than any job ever, and I spent 4 years in the military. So um, that says something. And the unfortunate thing about what I'm doing is it's kind of you have to get lucky. Period. Like it's a gamble. Like what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to roll the dice, and I have like 5 dice and I'm trying to roll a Yahtzee right now with what I'm trying to do. Um, and it's tough, and like it's hard to keep going every day, um, because every day, I'm sitting here rolling the dice, hoping for a Yahtzee. But instead of like 5 dice, I think I have like, I don't know, 100,000 dice. So I have like 100,000 dice because each dice kind of represents like one other person on YouTube, some kind of video creator, some kind of artist, whatever. And for me to get lucky, I have to roll those 100,000 dice, and they all have to land on me. Uh, and yeah, I've been rolling these 100,000 dice every day for 9 months or whatnot, and I see all the other people getting lucky. Like I see the other people winning the lottery, um, and I guess I'm just kind of getting, yeah, I'm just like you guys said in the comments, like I'm kind of getting burnt out from rolling the dice, because I'm rolling the dice a lot, uh, and I need to be, I need to put in real effort to make this, uh, to be successful, to make enough, to sustain my living, to sustain my livelihood. And I don't want to like, in no way do I want this video to come off like I'm begging for money. That is the last thing that I'm doing. Um, I think begging insinuates that you're not working hard enough. And I think that I do work hard enough. Um, so um, I need to continue to be patient, I guess, and put in the work. And that's what I'm going to continue to do, is just put in the work. And hopefully one of these days the dice will land on me. Because when it comes to creating, when it comes to entertaining, because I like to think that my videos are not just like educational, but also entertaining. Like I have to kind of consider myself to be some form of entertainment or entertainer, because like people come by and they watch my videos and they enjoy them, and then if they're lucky or if I'm lucky, they actually learn something. And um, so that's what I kind of have to think of myself as, is like not just a creator but also an entertainer, because I want to make my videos enjoyable to watch. And when sometimes you just got to get lucky to be discovered by enough people for it to be sustainable, because um, it's hard, like just to kind of help put it into perspective. Like it's hard for me to even afford my art supplies. Like that's how minimal like my level is right now. um, if I didn't live in Poland, not a chance. If I didn't live in Poland, there wouldn't be a chance for me to be doing art full time. I wouldn't even be close to be able to do art full time. I would have to be working full time. And I mean, the ironic thing is that I am working full time trying to do this, and I'm not quite getting the results that I need to maintain it. Because I get the recommendations like, oh, you should try pan pastels, and then I go to the website to look at how much pan pastels are, and I was like, yeah, yeah, maybe next year, like that will be the new art supply that I get next year. um, and that's the best I can do. Best I can do. I can't really force anything beyond that. I need to get more pastels, and I went to the website to order them, and right now they're out of stock, so I can't even order the pastels that I saved up enough to get. I would like to get both the blocks and then some of the pencils, some more pencils, because I only have 12 right now. But gosh, the pencils are like another 100 pounds. Um, so yeah, it's tough. Yeah, I work at home. So that question, I work. My bed is right there, like just calling to me to just go lay down and give up every day. But instead, I sit here uncomfortably at my desk and draw. Uh, yeah, I work at home, so that's, I mean, at least I don't have to pay for transportation or gas or car maintenance. I don't have a car here in Poland. I don't even know if I remember how to drive. It's coming up on a year since I've driven. Pretty close. So, like I said, I don't even know how long I've been streaming now, like half hour or something like that. But I mean, I have to reiterate that I didn't intend for this video to come off negative or anything like that. I hope that that comes across okay. I'm not complaining. I'm really not. I'm just a bit frustrated because I ruined that drawing that I had planned for this live stream, and it's just a bit frustrating. And I'm trying not to scream. All right, let's do a little bit of blending here. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. So referring to the comment about being a full-time artist, referring to you, Anne. I think when I used to just like sketch and do random stuff, especially in the Navy, so many times, so many times, I was the same question over and over again. Why are you in the Navy? Like that's the question from day one in the Navy to like the last day I was in the Navy. I'd always get the question anytime someone came across my artwork, saw me drawing or anything like that, which wasn't totally uncommon because I drew quite a bit while I was in the Navy. Um, but yeah, they would ask me, "Why are you in the Navy? You're so good, blah blah blah." And this was when I wasn't. This is when I was not good at drawing. They were still asking me this. Um, and honestly, I didn't know. I didn't know. I had no idea what it actually took to be a full time artist. When I decided, like when I like just committed to being a full time artist, uh, I had no idea what it was going to take. And to be honest with you, I still really don't know what it takes because even though I am a full time artist, I don't do it sustainably right now. It's not sustainable. I can't make a living being an artist. Um, if I didn't have the support from my wife and I didn't live in Poland, I wouldn't have a chance. I would have zero chance. If you were to move me anywhere else in the world right now, I would have to quit doing this because I don't have a chance. Um, and I have, from the very beginning, I've been saying this, like in my drawing journals. Um, I've always had to maintain a very strict, realistic expectation as to how long I can maintain doing this. And I gave myself until August of this year, last year. So if nothing happens in I don't even it's March, so if nothing happens in like 5 months, I'm done. Like I have to be because I can't do this and make no living from it. Um, and I've always had to maintain that realistic expectation. Like this could not be it. Like as much work, as much effort that I've put in, um, I have to maintain the realistic perspective that eventually I might have to stop doing this because it's unsustainable. and the moment's coming up. It's coming up very quickly, and it's, I don't know. Maybe that's why I haven't done anything in the past 3 weeks, because I know that moment is like right around the corner, and there's nothing that I can do about it. Yes, I think that you may have done that to me a couple times. You may have asked me that question, Jesse, about why I'm in the Navy. Um, a lot of people ask me that question. Pretty much anybody I talked to that knew I could draw asked me that question. So I'm pretty sure you were one of them. Oh, goodness. I kind of lost my train of thought. Let's see. Thank you, Chrissy. That means a lot. And I really didn't. I didn't really. I guess I didn't really put a whole lot of thought into it when I decided to try to become a full time artist. I mean, I announced it last year. Like I said, like I'm doing this full time, um, and I had a lot of support on that video. Um, I had a lot of people encouraging me, and I think that I put in the work that I promised. I do. I think that the effort that I said that I was going to put in, I feel like I put it in. Like I can't say that I um, only half tried or anything like that. I genuinely think that I put in the effort that I promised everybody I was going to put in, to try to make this happen. Um, but that's all I could do. I couldn't do more than what I could do. Uh, and I only have a few months left, really, before I have to do something else. I think talking about this during this, I think talking about this during this live stream has kind of made me realize a few things, because I mean, I had I had zero intention. None of this was even on my mind before starting this live stream. So I had absolutely no intention whatsoever of talking about any of this stuff. And I think it was just that drawing that I was going to be working on. Like, and it got messed up by a teeny tiny little piece of tape. Uh, just frustrated me so much. I think it kind of made me realize of what I wanted to talk about, in a way, I guess. And just so so frustrated recently. And I think what's most frustrating is is that I know that I put in the right amount of effort. Like, I have to be, if there's anything I'm sure about, it's that I worked hard to do everything that I set out to do. Um, I haven't looked at the comment section. Yeah. No, I can't do tutorial classes because I don't speak Polish. If I'm not a full-time artist, will I still do YouTube part-time or give it up altogether? Honestly, I don't know. I probably still do art, but I guess it just depends on my job. I have all the gear to do YouTube, so I can't imagine that I just sell it and give it up entirely. Uh, I mean, as long as my videos are up and they're monetized, I'll always generate income from them. As little of income. I mean, to be completely transparent, I make no money from YouTube. Like, I make only the past 3 months have I made more than $10 a month. Um, I've been on YouTube for like 4 years now. The most I've ever made in a single month on YouTube is $22, like legitimately. Um, so being on YouTube full time has been uh, it has been a giant pit that I've literally just thrown a bunch of money into and set on fire because in no way whatsoever has it financially supported anything. Um, have I tried making money from digital art? I've made money from digital art. I uh, I digital. I'm not proficient in digital art nearly as much as I am in uh, traditional art. So I don't. I think switching now to digital art wouldn't be the most uh, beneficial addition to my portfolio. I do digital design though, and I've done quite a bit of digital design in the past, commissioned stuff. Um, but just like traditional art, digital art, like people don't want to pay for traditional art. People don't want to pay for digital art either. I mean, it's hard to find a market that is so saturated. Um, like people like art. People like to watch me draw. People like some of my final pieces, um, but nobody really interested in buying them. Uh, I don't have the large enough audience to find those like half of 1% that will buy the original work. Um, so, have I considered doing classes on Skillshare? No, I've never even heard of Skillshare. Um, I I do tutorials now, um, and I do them for free, and I can't even get people to watch those. So um, I don't know if doing something on Skillshare would be all that beneficial. I don't know how it works, but I imagine imagine people are going to have to want to watch it in order for it to make any money. Um, Patreon, yes, I have a Patreon. Um, I have like 27 people that support me on Patreon, um, but I don't know why they do. Seriously, I don't know if I ever mentioned this, but I don't know why people support me on Patreon. Um, I have like certain tiers on Patreon that I like redid like a couple months ago or whatnot. Um, and each week I haven't done it for 3 weeks or 2 weeks, one of those. Um, the the first tier is just basic, Like you support me, and it's kind of like a tip each month. Um, and I think I have one person there, but most of the people that are supporting me, they're supporting me at the $5 tier, which gives you access to my reference photos, my digital color palettes, and a private weekly live stream tutorial. So I'll draw anything, I will paint anything, I'll use any medium that they ask for, I'll share those real time drawing live streams only with that tier on Patreon. But out of the like 17, 18 people that support me on that tier, nobody comments, nobody watches the videos, nobody communicates with me. Nobody says, "Oh, could you do a tutorial on this? Oh, could you do a tutorial on this? Could you show us how to do this?" Nothing. I of the 17, 18 people in that section that have access to those real-time drawing videos, those reference photos, those color palettes, nobody says anything to me. It's complete radio silence. So I have no idea. I have no idea why they support me. And then I have another section that offers prints. It's the only way to get prints from me, and you get them. You sign up for that pledge on Patreon. Every 2 months, you get 2 prints mailed to you. And then I have one other tier that nobody supports yet. It's $40 a month, and it's private art classes. So like you and I would just have a Skype call, or maybe a private live stream if you would prefer that. Every month you would have like 1 hour that would probably go much longer because I like to teach. And so yeah, I offer art classes like to an individual for $40 a month. But I haven't had it. I've had one person interested. They just asked a question on Facebook about it. But that was it. Other than that, I have no idea why they support me on there, because it's, like I said, it's complete radio silence. I try to make tutorials that I think people might want to watch, and nothing is working. Like I'm pretty fresh out of ideas right now as far as like what to even do next, because it's just been complete radio silence for 6 months, and I don't know what to do. So I briefly mentioned I briefly mentioned earlier that I was trying to think of some way to establish a weekly schedule, because I used to have a really solid weekly schedule for like 5 straight months. It was like 6 videos every week, and I had that scheduled down. It was perfect, except if I got sick, because I was working like ridiculous amounts of time. And so my new schedule idea is that Monday, like today, is always Mondays. I always want it to be the drawing journal. Like, I don't know why. I think it's just a great way for me to start my week, and a lot of people have started to enjoy them more. My earlier drawing journals, nobody watched. Like, there was like a small group of like 30 people, maybe 30, that like always watched my drawing journals. But now that I started live streaming, a lot more people come in, a lot more people enjoy them, which is like perfect. It's really great. But yes. So and then Tuesdays has always kind of been like the random video, maybe the collaboration, maybe the secret time lapse that I've been working on that I didn't tell anybody about, or any other video. Wednesday was like the shorter condensed time lapse of the live tutorial that I did over on Patreon. So what I'm thinking is that Monday will be the drawing journal. Tuesday will stay that random video that I may or may not complete during the previous week. Wednesday will be the time lapse of a live stream tutorial that I offer on Patreon with like maybe an extended thing of like commentary, maybe a little bit of direction, but not too much to kind of entice people to go support me over on Patreon. And then that's it. So it technically it'd be 4 videos a week, but it'd only be 3 that are in general public on YouTube. The other one would be a live stream private over on Patreon. And that was kind of like my thought process yesterday. Because I thought that, you know, like my channel is growing. Like it's kind of growing. Like it feels like it's growing because the numbers are going up, but I don't know where the subscribers are. Like, to be honest with you, because nothing else is growing. Like, my subscribers are going up, but I don't know where these people are at. They're not commenting. They're not liking. They're not. As far as I know, they don't even exist. They're just numbers, and like it's so frustrating. I actually thought about deleting this channel and starting a new one and trying to get as many real people to like go over to my new channel. I don't have a new channel, so don't misinterpret me. But it's just been so frustrating because it's growing, but it's not going anywhere. It's so frustrating to see because I'm getting anywhere between 20 and 40 new subscribers every single day. And it's like, where you at, people? I mean, in just like a week, I'll get 100 new subscribers, and out of those 100 new subscribers, I haven't talked to one of them, and it bothers me because I always wanted my channel to be like a fun art community where like we could all hang out, we could all chat, and you could get to know me, and if you're persistent enough and regular enough, then I could get to know you. We could communicate. I could teach you whatever, but I don't know. There's just been a lot. There's just been so much going through my mind lately that I don't even really know where to begin. I'm going to try to draw a little bit more now. Let's see. I've probably missed a few things in the comments. People make it sound easy. Yeah, people make it sound real easy sometimes. I think some people want to make it sound easy because it helps them cope with their lack of success. That's the only thing I can think of. Or you have the people that are successful, that they're successful because they got lucky, and they think they got successful just because they're, fantastic. Because I could take you to some of like the larger YouTube artists here on YouTube, and just I could tell you why I don't watch them, like because they're just irritating. But I'm not going to do that. Let's see. Yeah, so the people that do support me, like, in no way am I complaining that they're supporting me. I'm super grateful, and I think I express that pretty regularly on my gratitude for the people that do support me. Because where I'm at right now, I'm only here because of those few people that are generous enough to support me the way that they do. And I would be literally nowhere without them. So I'm extremely grateful for that. And if that's all they want to do and they don't necessarily have that desire for the tutorials or whatnot, like that's fine too. No complaints. Um, but it when if all of them, all 27 of my Patreon supporters are in that category, it makes it really hard for me to know what to do. Because I make these videos and then who am I making them for? Nobody. Nobody. They're just supporting me because they like my work and they, whatnot, um, and maybe that's why they support me. But the problem with that is if I don't know that for sure, then I don't know what videos to make next. It kind of makes that hard. Um, have I made a video explaining my Patreon? No. Nope. I haven't. Haven't made a video explaining my Patreon, and I think there's two reasons that I haven't done that yet. The first reason is because I've changed my Patreon 4 times now. Because the first setup was awful. The second setup was equally awful. The third setup was a little bit better. However, the prices were wrong. The cost to support me for the pledge was wrong. Even though you don't have to make a pledge based on what tiers the creator sets up, you could, if you wanted to, you could pledge to somebody for $1.23 for no reason at all, just because you want to pledge for $1.23. It's a weird number, but if you wanted to, you could. You don't have to pick from the side. You can just pledge whatever amount you want. I'm gonna hold on, pause real quick. I'm sorry, I'm not drawing at all. So I'm gonna try to communicate and draw at the same time, because otherwise this video is gonna be much more boring. And the other reason that I haven't changed or made a video about my Patreon is because I haven't quite decided what to offer. Like I keep kind of changing my mind a little bit because I don't know what to offer. And so I reestablished what I was doing on Patreon like a couple months ago, which was a little bit devastating because I was over $200 a month on Patreon, which was like really good progress, like really, really good progress. And I needed to change it, unfortunately. I needed to change it because I couldn't keep up with the schedule anymore. I also needed to change it because I was giving away prints at a price I couldn't afford. And so I had to increase the amount there. But the other thing that I did is I decreased the amount to get access to all of the real-time tutorials, reference photos, and color palettes. And so I think I lost like 12 patrons in the matter of a week. And then of those that stayed, they decreased their pledge amount. Though some of them that were pledging for the prints, the free prints, they halved their amount down to the middle $5 range, and so I dropped down from like 230 to 120. So almost $100 less a month or something along those lines. And before I did that, like for a little while, my Patreon page was growing like really well. For a little while, like almost 3 to 4 new patrons every month. And it was very exciting because I was like, okay, so people want to see my stuff and they're willing to pay for some of it. And that was very hopeful in the beginning. And then I changed things, I started live streaming, and it just kind of died. And so I reassessed and tried to figure out what to do. And now I'm just kind of floating along because I don't really have an idea of what to do, because those that do support me at this point, they kind of just seem like they're supporting me because they want to, and not necessarily for the content that I'm creating. And I don't really know how to respond to such a thing, because I enjoy teaching. I mean, I graduated from college with the intent of becoming a teacher, and I don't really know what my students want to learn, which is, I don't know what to teach them. If they don't know what they want to learn, I don't know what to teach them. So I've just kind of been floating along, and I think in the past like 2 months, I might have gotten one new patron supporter. So yeah, I have a long way to go, and I don't really know where to take it. So that's why I'm thinking about, changing up my weekly schedule, because if it's not working, change it. And that's the only thing I have to go off of right now. And that's kind of the reason I haven't made a video. I started to plan a Patreon explanation slash as advertisement video, but I haven't really got around to it. It's kind of been an idea on the back burner for quite some time. So next question, maybe I could do a collaboration with somebody, where you would be teaching one person live here in YouTube, and collaboration with somebody. And so okay. So kind of a private lesson with with a Patreon, and make it kind of like a live stream where I'm teaching them in real time, and everybody gets to watch. Well, I would need a Patreon to be willing to do that. And I don't know how I would do that, to be honest with you. It sounds like it could be fun, but I don't know. They would have to be interested, and yeah, I don't know. Maybe that could be a possibility, I suppose. But like I said, nobody on Patreon talks to me. They don't. They don't tell me what they want to learn, and they don't ask me for advice on anything ever. So I think that would be something that I would be able to do in the future when I have patrons that are already interested in learning what I'm offering or whatnot. So I think it'd be kind of like, I could only do that if I was already successful enough to do that kind of thing. So I don't know. I don't know how possible such a thing would be to do it. Question, yeah, YouTube pays, okay, so the way things work on YouTube pays creators based on viewership of their video, based on the ads that are run on their video, which is usually like say you get 1,000 views, then you might get like 10 cents, and that's literally about what it is. So I make like $20 a month because I get about 30,000 views a month. So for 30,000 views, I make about $20. Yeah. So that's about it. Let's see. Yeah, I know what you mean. Like as far as so Artista, you're kind of the quiet follower. You maybe sometimes comment, and I think that's probably where a lot of people kind of lie in the realm of people that watch YouTube for entertainment, is that they're kind of the quiet watchers. And I would say I'm kind of that too. Mostly probably because I don't have two YouTube accounts that I watch from and create from. So sometimes I'll comment with my Unmask Art channel on other videos, um, but I don't want it to be like political stuff. I don't want it to be like things that would reflect bad on my character. Um, yes, in a way, that's really poor wording, but um, I don't want it to be something that isn't necessarily related to my art channel. So I'll comment on music videos, like music, like videos that have music, not, you know what I mean? Because I have like favorite um, bands and stuff, and I'll go comment on their channel. Um, but pretty much anything that's on a trending page is off limits. Like I don't even watch any of that stuff anyway. But yeah, very few. And then if it's art related, no problem. I love commenting on art related videos, but for the most part, I'm probably considered a quiet watcher as too. I'm not even subscribed to that many channels, and I would say 80% of them are just art channels. Um, Maybe I should restructure with more of a teaching format that's more structured that way. Yeah, I see. This is what I noticed. This is something that I noticed last night, and it was kind of like the epiphany moment. I need to draw something. Sorry. Um, it was kind of like the epiphany moment for me last night because I realized that some of my videos were my popular videos, and that might seem kind of irresponsible to not realize what videos are my popular ones. But it was something that I just realized last night because I watch my statistics probably way too obsessively, um, probably to an unhealthy amount of obsession, actually. But I was curious as to where my views recently were coming from because I get I get on average 1,000 views every day, and I was curious as to what videos were my most popular in the last month, and surprisingly, my super awful time lapses were my kind of consistent bread and butter videos. And I was like, why are these videos? And I was trying to think, like, why are these videos working? Why are they working? They're the worst videos, in my opinion, that I've created in the past 6 months. Um, they have very little content kind of put into them. They're just straight up like 3 minute long time lapses of whatever, and the drawings are not that good. So I was just kind of like, I don't even know where to go at this point. And that's what kind of gave me the idea to change my schedule for the week and do these bring back like these weekly tutorials that I was doing, where I would have the real time drawing video for Patreon. I would have the quick time lapse on Wednesdays, and then on Fridays I would have the narrated tutorial version of whatever. Um, Sorry, I feel like I'm about to sneeze, so just give me a second. Okay, I think I'm good. Sorry about that. um, and they were like at the top of the chart as far as like the videos that were being watched, and they were getting like 1,000 views in a month, which really isn't that lot, but a group of them being done every week, being 6 months old, it would kind of compound on itself. So these videos would slowly take me from 1,000 views in a month that if I had 4 of them, that'd be 4,000 views in a month. And then 6 months later, I would have 24 of these videos getting 1,000 views a month. And it would be 30,000 views in a month just from those videos that and it would just compound on itself. And that's kind of like what I was thinking would happen. But so that was kind of the spark of the idea as far as reevaluating my schedule and whatnot. And I feel like I'm getting really off. I feel like I'm getting really off topic of whatever I was originally talking about. I thought that most of this video was going to be spent like talking about the dog show, and it just turned into something totally different. And hopefully there's still a few of you enjoying it. I still have plenty of comments to get through. I can't catch up. Can't hear me. Yes, can hear. Okay, so I guess I'm glad you guys can hear me. Also here in YouTube and also in Patreon, asks people questions so that they get more active. Yeah, I think I need to work on that as far as like my call to action things. I don't know. I suppose there's probably a lot of growth that I could come up with as far as like my videos and doing things like that. There's a lot of videos where like in the middle I notice creators like comment down below like what you think about this color green, or I don't know, sometimes I feel like it's the dumbest question in the world, and it kind of irritates me. It's like, no, like I don't want to comment on this or that or whatever. I don't want to answer your question because I know you're fake. I know you're just asking this to get people to say things in the comments, and you never read them and you never respond and all that stuff. Like I thought like maybe like 4 months ago or something, I was actually fearful that I was going to get to that point on YouTube where there was so many comments on my channel that I wasn't going to be able to keep up with them. Where like I wake up one day and I have like 99 notifications on there because it only goes up to 99 for some reason. It just says 99 or plus 99 or something like that. And I wasn't going to be able to respond to people anymore. I was going to get to that point where there were so many comments that I couldn't take the time to like write a response and stuff like that. But the opposite happened. And now, like, I get like one comment a day. I have like 350 videos, and I only get like one comment a day. So, I don't think that's going to happen for quite some time. So, yeah. But, okay, now I'm pretty sure I'm going to sneeze. Hold on a second. Sorry. Sorry. Okay. I didn't sneeze, but I am slightly better. Let's see. How important is it to do comment, especially smaller channels? Okay, so in the grand scheme of things, let me just, this is something that YouTube changed like 5 months ago or whatnot. And it's that like dislike thing, the like dislike ratio, it doesn't matter. Changes absolutely nothing. It does nothing. Views. views kind of do something. But most important is watch time, how much people are watching of your content. So if you, and I explained this before, I'm not going to do it again, but if you have a 5-minute video and people only watch 1 minute of it, that 5-minute video is not nearly as worth as an hour-long video that people watch for 5 minutes. Even though the proportion of people watching the video is much lower in the 1 hour video, because 5 minutes is longer than 1 minute. That's what really matters. Other thing, comments don't matter to YouTube. Like if I made a video and there was 40,000 comments on it, I wouldn't make more money because there's 40,000 comments on it. I would only make more money if the viewership and the watch time was high. So comments are really only just for the creator and for those that want responses and communication with the creator. So, or to express ideas about things. And in my case, usually it's questions about like what supply I used, how I did stuff, blah, 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 tips, whatever. Let's see, color pencil tiles are. So, people want shorter videos. I don't know. I don't know what people want because I don't watch short videos really. That doesn't. It's not a good argument. I think it's in both sides of the spectrum because I do these super long live streams that people enjoy and people watch a lot of it. And then I do like shorter videos and nobody watches it. I don't know what people want, and I just make what I like and hope that I'm lucky enough for people to like, because honestly, I don't think people know what they want. And I'm going to try to draw a little bit while I'm talking. I keep forgetting to draw while I'm talking. You guys are asking such wonderful questions, and I absolutely, like, I feel so much better than I did an hour ago because you guys are so wonderful. But people don't know what they want, because if you see some of the successful videos that are on YouTube, you have to be like, why? Why is this video so popular? And it's just like, whatever. It could be a cat falling out of a tree or something, I don't know. And it's got 24 million views. And it's just a cat falling out of a tree, and it's like a 30-second long video or something like that. So I don't know. It's too hard to compete. So instead of doing that, I don't stress about it. All I do is just create content that I am proud of. Like, there's videos that I've made that I won't upload to YouTube because, like, I'm not proud of them, and I think people deserve better than that. So, and the videos that I am most proud of, nobody watches them, nobody likes them. It's just a flop. Like, I make this video, put all this effort in, and then I upload it, and it's like, nah, and then it's forgotten. A month later, I'm working on the next one, and like that's really the only competition I have is myself at this point, because I'm just trying to make the best content that I'm able to. So yeah, shorter videos, longer videos. I have every video from 30 seconds to like 6 hours, and everything in between. One of my most popular videos is a review of a drawing tablet that I have sitting on the floor over there because I never use it, because I never do any digital art. And my best video is a review of that $600 piece of equipment that I got for free, sitting on the floor over there. I don't know how do I recreate the success of such a video. It had very little art drawing in it, and it was a review of a product. I don't want to do a product review YouTube channel. I want to do a watch me draw stuff YouTube channel. Oh goodness. Let's see. Am I linking my older videos at the end? Yes, I am. I like the pastel videos. Where do blah, blah, blah. I must have missed something. Because there are not too many something or even pastel artists here. Color pencil or okay, yeah. So there's that. All your drawings are very good. I found your channel from Art Collab with Black Summer Coloring. Yes, I recognize your channel name, Drawing Art Lab, over on Claire's channel. So, and I appreciate that you continue to come over to my channel and watch my content and stuff like that, especially my live streams. It's very nice. Let's see. I'm still trying to catch up on all these comments. I'm sorry, I'm taking forever. I think if question relates to the topic of the video, it's quite nice to connect with the community. Actually, those questions and answers would help to promote your channel, or you could get people to talk under your video, maybe question about the tutorial people would like to see. Who is the girl that I'm drawing? I don't know. I have no idea. When I see some of the stuff my 14-year-old son watches, I can't believe how some have got millions of views. Yeah, I can imagine that the things your 14-year-old son watches is very interesting and very confusing as to why it's so popular. You have to get really cute cat and have him hang with you when you draw. Can't have pets, and I don't like cats. Well, there went half of my subscriber base. It's like with art. It seems the doodles all get the attention, while the big artworks only get minor interest. Yeah. Yep. I agree. I should just doodle. Complete nothing. I will complete no artwork whatsoever. I'll just do a sketch like, here, I'm done. This is it. This is all. That's it. Take a picture of this, and it will get 1,000 likes on Instagram. Sounds like someone watches Bailey. It's like art. Oh. Oh, okay. So Coffee Cat, you came from the Oogie video. Oh, well, that's very cool, Coffee Cat. I'm glad it's cool to know that. It's cool to know that you came from my Oogie tablet. Yeah, no cat, no subscribers. Yeah. I need to draw, gosh darn it. You guys are keeping me from drawing. I don't even know what else to say. Either way, it's been fun. I hopefully my constant rambling is mildly entertaining to all of you. Because that's what that's what it feels like to me. Just one incoherent thought after another, verbally regurgitated. But I'm gonna try to do a little bit of drawing now. I appreciate everybody's encouragement and insight and cat ideas. I thought that if I drew a cat, that it would help, but that didn't help either. I drew a cat like a long time ago, but uh, let's see. I'm gonna do some more blending. I like to keep the skin nice and soft, so I always use the stump to blend it out. My most popular videos are used too, so I get it. I feel the same way sometimes, but I just keep pushing forward. YouTube isn't my end game. It's to share and connect. I fine art, and I've drawn a couple cute little puppies. In fact, one of them was like a 2 hour long real time drawing video. Of course, it was in complete silence, which was probably not like the best, but geez, I'm gonna mess this face up. I can already feel it. Feel it that I'm gonna mess this face up. Can't get enough contrast. I don't know. I think I'm just gonna try to keep creating. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna try to keep creating. I gosh, it's all I can really do. I can't force anybody to like my content any more than I can force people to watch and subscribe to my channel. But I still have fun doing what I do. So at least there's that. You're all you're all awesome though, that's for sure. Yeah, Artista, I'm kind of the same way. Like I watch a lot of different artists, um, and I would say that like my favorite art channels to watch are like the new artist channels. Like I'm talking like less than 100 subscriber art channels, or like lower than 5,000, because they've they're so I I kind of feel weird saying this word, but they're so raw because they're they're like watching babies grow, and because they're learning YouTube, and this is in general. This in general. So just calm down. I'm not calling people babies. Some of them are like fantastic artists, but some of them are like in that middle ground where you're like you want to watch them get better, and yeah, I like that a lot. So I there's only one artist really that I'm subscribed to that has over 100,000 views or 100,000 subscribers, and that's Lisa. Um, Most of you know Lisa, uh, Lockery Fine Art. So um, if if there's an artist that has more subscribers than her, you can guarantee that I'm not subscribed to them. Not because like I don't like them. In some cases, it's because I don't like them, but in other cases, it's that I don't know them. Um, but I like the smaller YouTube channels. I like to connect with them because they're still connected to their audience. That's one of the things that I love about Lisa's channel is it's still so connected to the audience. Whereas the largest, like the giant YouTube artists, that YouTube are known for, um, they don't even talk to their subscribers. Like I don't subscribe to them or watch their videos or anything, because that's not the kind of channel that I want to be associated with in any way whatsoever. Um, Thank you, Lee Art. Yeah, that's one of the things that I want to maintain is like doing what I am passionate about, and maintaining um, like real authentic relationships with the people that subscribe and watch my videos and all that fun stuff, because um, that's always the kind of channel that I wanted to create is just be myself and not change for the sake of being successful. Like I doubt I could do it anyway, you know, like put on some kind of fake persona and like pretend and try to, I don't know, generate some goofy, annoying personality in the hopes that it like draws in that young crowd that kind of dominates the YouTube. Um, and so I just do what I like and hope for the best and um, yeah, don't know what else to say about that I haven't already said. I hate drawing small anymore because it's so hard to get all the details in there. I'm gonna sneeze again. Whew, that was a strong one. I'm glad I got to the mute button in time. Might have blown out your eardrums or your speakers, one of the two. Let's see. I really expected to be a lot farther with this drawing than I am now. Let me see if I can finish the hair at the very least. Because there's no reason that I should be so far behind. I feel like I haven't worked with colored pencils in like forever. I feel like all of the things that I've been doing is kind of just pastels or acrylic paint, and I don't really feel like I've done a lot of acrylic painting um, either, especially since I got like the acrylic paints. Yeah, I feel like I need to do a painting soon. If I were to do a painting, well, I have a commissioned painting that I have to do this week. Um, but if I were to do a painting video, what what should I paint? I've been looking at a lot of animals recently, and I need a tissue, and that's totally unrelated. I need to find a tissue. If you all can just hold off for like 30 seconds, I'm gonna run. Okay, I'm back. Let's see. Yes, please, colored pencils. Okay. Pretty please. Pretty please. More colored pencil stuff. Okay. Or painting. Painting or colored pencils. Um, okay, so if I do colored pencils, what should I do? Colored pencil drawings are very good, but I love your pastel pieces a lot. I love working with pastels. Oh my goodness, they're so fun. They're so fun because they're so easy. They're so easy. I can't pretend they're not easy. They do have some limiting factors right now at my skill level, I guess. Um, but goodness, they're so quick. They're so easy. They're so forgiving. They're just so fun. They're so expensive and they run out so quickly. That's the part that I don't like. But yeah. Um, I I need to buy some more colored pencils. because I'm kind of running out of some of my favorite colors. But I think it's time to get some polychromos. I think I need to get some polychromos. I need like the limiting color palette of the luminance is starting to get to me a little bit. Uh, Colored pencil, it was Fine Art Anne that mentioned like a while ago that she does her backgrounds, or that she did her background in pastels and then like a foreground stuff in colored pencil. Um, I haven't tried to incorporate colored pencil um, into my pastel work, uh, but I don't know why. I get this feeling, that I'm gonna mess something up, um, and I don't know why. If I try to color onto something that's pastel with colored pencil, I don't know why I have that feeling. I just do, um, and I don't like that feeling. But I do want to try it. I do want to try it. I have a few ideas for pastel things, but who knows? I have so many ideas that I can't keep up with them all. Yeah, I need to get some polychromos because I need to be able to add a few more color variations into my luminance color palette. It's just not enough. Period. It's not enough. 74 colors. It's it's like good. It's good. Um, but it's not enough. I really wish Luminance would freaking make some more colors because they're fantastic pencils, but good God, could you just make like five more colors, please? Can we get some? Can we get a brown luminance? Luminance. If anybody knows anybody that works with luminance, like the company, can we get a brown? Goodness gracious, a brown. I just want a brown. Give me brown. Luminance, brown. Oh, I missed some stuff. Sorry, I'm going on a rant about luminance and their limited color palette and their lack of brown. How do you not have a brown colored pencil, luminance? Okay, seriously, I'm done now. I'm done. Um, I think the UArt will work well. It would work fine with combining colored pencil and pastel. If you combine the two, do you use masking fluids so it's totally clean? Does pastel not affect the pencils? Um, if you don't mess it up, then you won't either. Oh, if you don't mess it up, okay, okay. As the Mitenta paper works with the color pencil pastel stuff. The only issue that I have with Mitenta paper is that I don't like it for pastels. I think the UArt paper would probably be a good choice. Maybe I'll do a color pencil experiment pastel mix over experiment on next week's drawing journal. I think that'd be a good thing to do. Let me get back to some coloring here. She has dark hair, so I don't know why I'm playing around with the brown. Yeah, I will. I'll do it. I will do it. I promise. I'll experiment next week with some pastels, colored pencils, and we'll see what we can do with them. I feel like it's gonna be really weird to switch from pastels to colored pencil because with pastels, you can work in any direction you want. You can start with darks and go to light. You can start with lights and waste your time and then go to darks and then work your way back to lights. or start in the middle and go both directions. It doesn't really matter. And then with um, whatever colored pencil, you only have one direction you can really work with. Actually, now you opened up a can of worms with me because so I have a video that I need to quit. I need to quit saying that I have a video and just make a gosh darn video. But I tested the brush and pencil fixative on pastels, and I have the results over there. The results are not the best. They're not the worst. They're like, it just depends. It kind of depends. But I have to make the video of the results and kind of explain that stuff. But I didn't test the textured fixative. I don't like the textured fixative all that much for a final thing. But if you mix the pastels with the colored pencil, and you can spray the colored pencil part with the textured fixative, then you can do more layers and do light on top of darks and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. Let's see. So many comments. Um, yeah, I use markers sometimes for the base uh, with colored pencils. That's one of my favorites. Oh, I see. So yeah, the magenta paper is not the greatest, but I suppose if you just go over the top of that colored pencil stuff with, or the pastel stuff with colored pencil, then I guess it doesn't really matter. I imagine the texture of the paper probably doesn't show through as badly with colored pencils as it does with the pastels. That's one of the reasons I don't like it, is because no matter how many layers of the pastels you put down, you get that weird kind of like pattern, like this speckly pattern thing going. I can't stand it. I will have to give it a shot. I'll try some colored pencil slash pastel mixed media experiment. Oh goodness. This is really not. This drawing is just not working for me right now. It's not what I wanted to draw. I didn't want to draw this. And for some reason, I have this overwhelming urge to just crumble it up and throw it away, because it doesn't look like what I want it to look like. It's kind of just getting on my nerves. Aside from that, so in other news, I finished this weekend. I finished the TV series called 4800. Has anybody watched that TV show? The 4800? It's got to be like I don't know, not the worst TV show on the planet Earth, but definitely like a terrible one. The first season, like the acting in this TV show is so bad that the first season was like a comedy. I was laughing like the whole time because the acting was so unbelievable that I thought it was like a parody. It was so bad. Um, and then it has like 4 seasons, and so I suffered through all of them. Though I fell asleep for a few of the episodes because they're just so exciting. Oh my! I can't even look at this drawing right now. I I, I seriously can't take it. Jeez, you're absolutely right. Today is just nothing is working. Nothing is working. Although I did manage to upload a video, which I did that first thing in the morning. I had some editing to do, and I managed to get that to work. But geez, this drawing it's it's just not working for me. I was excited for a really long time to do this drawing because like I said, I had it sketched out like forever. But now I don't even want to look at it. Oh, you also have some work with pastels and colored pencil. That's what I should have done. I considered like when I ruined the drawing that I was going to work, but that I was going to work on. I considered just doing a pastel thingy, but I didn't. That I decided to do this, which seems like a pretty bad idea. Sorry, I kind of ran out of things to talk about right now. I didn't think that it was ever going to happen. I felt like I was on a roll today as far as talking about things. I was pretty consistent. You know, you're right. Today hasn't been the best day, but to be honest with you, like Mondays never really feel like Mondays to me. In fact, usually Monday is like the day I'm looking forward to because the Mondays I do the drawing journal like today, and I usually well I was looking forward to doing the drawing journal today, just like every week, but I messed up the drawing with that piece of tape. Um, and this drawing is looking about as hideous as I can imagine. And yeah, I was still looking forward to doing the drawing journal, even kind of sort of after I ruined that piece, that drawing, the first one I was going to do. But now it's just not working out too well. She's oh my gosh, trying not to get frustrated again. Started out very frustrating. Try to smooth out the hair a little bit because right now it's all grainy and gross. Um, I don't even know what to say right now. Hopefully everybody else's Monday is going a little bit better. When it started, yeah, that'd probably not be too bad of an idea to just kind of like put this drawing aside and work on something else. But my supplies aren't really like conveniently located around me for me to just like pull things out and start something new. Yeah, I talked about the dog show a little bit. Um, I generated quite a bit of interest on the last day um, of the dog show. You might have missed it, but I'll have a video. I'll have a video um, showing you a little bit more behind the scenes of the dog show. But I handed out quite a few of my business cards, and I've gotten exactly no emails or follow up interest, which I'm kind of expecting. I did get quite a few Polish people coming over to my Facebook page and liking it. Yeah, but that's about it. And a couple on Instagram, so a few new Polish fans over on Instagram. But I don't. I only check my Instagram like once a week, maybe twice. Same thing with Twitter. I almost never check Twitter, which I feel like is kind of a bad idea. I feel like I should try to get a little bit more active on Twitter. Um, but all these things that I should do, too many of them. So I just instead do none of them. It's easier. If I will work on this piece and try to get something to look right. And if I can't anymore, then I think I might go ahead and I don't know, call it a day for the live stream. I have been on for like an hour. I don't know how long. I've been on for some time now. But yeah, let's try to put some highlights on her face and see if that doesn't bring it to life a little bit. Usually it does. I mean, it kind of looks a little flat right now because it's very mid-range with the paper and the brown, and usually adding a bit of highlights kind of starts to bring it to life a bit more. So I'll add some white and see what happens. Yeah, Instagram for me has started to pick up a bit. Um, I think I'm at like 400 followers or something along those lines. I don't know. I'm still pretty far away from 1,000, but starting to generate a few more likes every time I post. Every time I check it, I have like, a couple new followers. Nothing to like celebrate, but it's always nice. I did get a sale, like a print sale from Instagram, which was nice. But that was just like one time 2 months ago. And I got all of the prints resent out for my Kickstarter that I ran back in January. Very successful Kickstarter. But I sent out all the prints, and quite a few people didn't get them, which was frustrating. I feel like there's just a lot of frustrating things happening. So of course I got the prints and I sent those out 2 weeks ago. I think, yeah, 2 weeks ago. I realized it was so long ago. I thought I would have mentioned it. But yeah, it didn't. I know last week I didn't have a drawing journal because I was coming off of the dog show, and there was just too much to do. Yeah, I tried to sell my artwork and prints and stuff on like fine art, Redbubble kind of thing. Never sold a single thing, so I just gave up. Uh, and like the amount that I would make is not very much. Like, honestly, the commission that they take on Fine Art America and Redbubble and those POD sites like that is so high. No artist could ever sustain a living unless they had been selling millions of things. Like, I set up an account, I uploaded artwork and everything, and then like if I sell a print that cost somebody like $20, or like a T-shirt or something that costs like $20, then I make like 50 cents on it. It's like, my artwork's worth more than 50 cents to me, and I'm not going to give some third-party company like printing rights to my artwork so that they can make 90% commission. So I don't do the print on demand sites anymore because they're thieves. They're thieves. They should be shut down. Sorry, that was a bit harsh. But no, seriously, like, they are. They don't create anything. They just take people's artwork and make money from them, give you a crap commission for it. If I'm going to sell prints, I'm going to probably do it through Etsy, get them printed myself, ship them myself. Because if I'm going to put in the effort to, have artwork made and printed, then I want it to be on my terms and make what what I think I deserve to make if I were to do such a thing. Okay, so her face is starting to look a little bit nicer. I think the highlights brought her face out a little bit better. I need to work on her lips a little bit more because they're a bit flat. I feel like her eyes could be a bit more captivating as well. I'm gonna work on her lips and her eyes a bit more. If I can just bring out some more contrast to her features, then I think I might start liking this a bit more. Right now it's just too flat, and the problem is that it lacks contrast. That's the problem. And all the details are kind of just somewhat of a blur because there's just not enough contrast in them. I think I may have ran the live stream a bit to its end. I don't know. I just feel like I've kind of reached my limit here, but I might just have to take a little bit of a break, get something to eat, rest up a little bit so that I can fully recover from this cold that I've had all weekend. But I think her face has started to come out a little bit better. I'm gonna finish up her face and try to get things looking attractive here, a little less flat. Bring out some of these highlights a bit more, and build up the contrast. And then I'll call it quits for the day. Hopefully you all enjoyed the live stream as much as I did. Honestly, it was like a therapy session, to be honest with you. Like I mentioned, the last few weeks have just been kind of, I don't even know what to call it. I have no idea what to call it. They've just been tough, to say the least. And yeah, so it was awesome chatting with everybody. You all were very encouraging and inspiring and helpful and just kind, and I greatly appreciate it. I really do. I appreciate that you come over and comment and respond and listen to me whine. That's what I feel like I've been doing 80% of this live stream. And I just appreciate your support and everything. It's just been really great. Thank you for that. Hopefully this drawing starts to look a little bit better. And let's see. Since I'm still, like I said, I'm still going to be working on this a little bit. I want it to look good before I finish. Before I finish streaming, I want her face to look decent at the very least. But while I'm still here, still hanging out and stuff, I did want to bring up the new. Okay, so the new Ghost in the Shell. I don't know how many of you are fans of the Ghost in the Shell series, but if you've seen my cybernetic consciousness drawing / story time lapse that I did last month or something like that, then you probably have a good idea that I'm a fan of the series and the movies. but they released the first 5 minutes of the new movie. Jeez. I didn't have my hopes up for this movie in the first place because I knew there was like a high probability that I was just going to be immensely disappointed. But goodness, they couldn't even get the first 5 minutes of this movie good. So disappointing. Like now my hopes are just no chance of being up for the movie because they released the first 5 minutes. They couldn't get 5 minutes of a movie good. How do you mess up like the huge budget that they had and they can't get first 5 minutes of the movie to be good? um, so the original, so it's an anime series, and then there's been two movies, Ghost in the Shell and Ghost in the Shell Innocence. And if you haven't seen the original movie, you gotta watch the original movie. It's very very thought provoking. It's very what's the word I'm looking for? Like philosophical, and it's a fun movie. The animation is absolutely gorgeous. For being 20 years old, it's like 22 years old now. But it's just amazing. It's one of my all-time favorites. I just rewatched it recently since they're releasing the new movie. But gosh, 5 minutes. Can't get 5 minutes right. They took a movie, like an anime movie that's very thought provoking, very original, and just like complex, and it's one of those movies that makes you think about things differently. And they turned it into some stupid, cheesy science fiction action movie. Like, just, gosh, it's so bad. The soundtrack is just 5 minutes. Couldn't get 5 minutes right. Anyways, that's yeah. This is the Strathmore toned tan paper. That's what this paper is. Thanks for asking. I usually list the supplies in the comments, but as I didn't intend to use this paper, I mean the description, as I didn't intend to use this paper today, so I didn't put it in the description. But this is one of my favorite papers to work with. Um, it has it has a positive and a negative. The okay, so the it's a pretty resilient paper. Uh, so you can actually blend with odorless mineral spirits when you work with colored pencil. You can saturate this paper. You can get this paper drenched with odorless mineral spirits, and it will not wrinkle. You don't even have to tape it down, and that's one of the really surprising things about it. The downside to this paper is it has this inherent graininess to it, and colored pencils don't really want to go on smoothly. Um, is it the same texture and feel as a gray tone paper? Yes, I think so. I'm pretty certain. It has these little hairs. Like you can see the paper fibers, and they kind of look like hairs, like really short hairs. Like some guy like shaved his beard over top of the paper. That's what it looks like, which isn't too bad. But sometimes, every now and again, you'll find one that's like really dark and like sticks out. And sometimes like I've had to throw some of these pieces of paper away because they just have like this mark on it. It's like, well, I can't get rid of the mark. It's literally the paper. But for the most part, I would say 90% of the time the paper's perfectly fine. But I love the tone tan paper when doing uh, my figure drawings because it has that kind of skin tone built into it, and it's just fun to work with. Um, but it doesn't have the smoothest. It's not the smoothest, which is kind of disappointing when, especially doing like skin tones and stuff. But still one of my all-time favorite papers. I've been using this paper for a long time. I like to work really slow with it and just kind of like build up those skin tones and those values and yeah. This paper doesn't feel smooth to me, so it might be different than the gray toned paper, but to the touch, it's not very smooth. I can feel like this. It's not like sandpaper. It's like a hairy floor. Yeah, it's like a hairy floor. Like I can feel the hairs. Um, so it does have some drawbacks. I haven't tried the gray toned paper, but I did think about getting some of it just to see, just to see what it looks like. And for the pencils that I'm using, I when I do these sketches, drawings, whatever you want to call it, I use the Prismacolor Very Thins. I use just the dark brown, the white, and the black. Those are my three colors. I only buy these pencils, like these three colors, to do these like sketches. For this reason, because I like to do my portraits and figures on this paper with these colors. I just love the look of it. Yeah, her face is starting to look a little less wrong, I guess. I don't know, there's just something about it. I still don't really like it. Yes, cardboard. Feels like cardboard. That's perfect. I was trying to think of what I could compare it to. Do I have a favorite graphite brand? No. Yeah, I don't draw in graphite all that much. Like I do my sketches in graphite, but like full scale graphite drawing, gosh, I haven't done one in a really long time. I have some pencils over here. Let's see if I can find them real quick. Um, wow, this drawer is a total mess, but I was somehow able to grab my three graphite pencils in one go. So if I were to do a graphite drawing, like all the from you know purely graphite drawing, these are my three pencils of choice here. So I use a Tombow Mono 2B pencil. This is going to be my sketchy pencil and my general shading pencil that I like. This one, this is my favorite pencil. And I've never shared this before, I don't know why. then I use, so for my like middle darker range shading, so not like the blackest, but still like a dark gray, I use the Derwent Onyx Medium. This pencil it's a softer lead, but it stays really, really sharp. And what I like about this pencil is that the graphite is very consistently gray. So no matter how hard you push, you're only going to get to like this certain value. And it's like very, very consistent. So I really like this, but it's also soft, so it blends really, really nicely and it goes on smoothly. So I use that for my darker values to transition to my lighter values that I get with my 2B pencil. And then for my absolute darkest values, I use the Derwent Drawing Ivory Black. This you can see is much fatter lead, and it's very, very black, and it's very soft. It's like a hard charcoal almost, but it's still graphite, as far as I know. And so I use this for my darkest values. And those are like the three pencils. I also have I think a 6H. Let me check. I know I have one more pencil. I only use 4. Yeah, I have the Tombow Mono 6H, and this is for like the super fine details. The lead is like extremely hard, and you're only going to get like super light values out of it. But this is good. Doesn't erase. This pencil does not want to erase because just putting it on the paper, like it kind of etches into the paper, so it doesn't want to erase very much. But yeah, those are my four graphite pencils that I use. So Derwent and Tombow would be my favorite brands. Yeah. Good question. I never got that question before. It makes me it makes me want to do like a graphite drawing in the future, since I haven't done one in a really long time. Alright, so I'm going to use my stump here and blend her skin out to see if I can get it to smooth out. It's what I like about this is the reason I use the Prismacolor very thin pencils, because you can't blend with a stump as effectively with the wax-based Prismacolors or the other Prismacolor pencils. And I kind of messed up her face because there was some black left on the stump, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to fix that. It looks really, really bad. Yeah. So fortunately I was able to get it up a little bit. Sorry, I had to sneeze. uh, have I done any sepia toned pieces? Nope, I've never done any of that. Uh, I'll try to plan a graphite piece sometime soon. Like I said, I haven't worked with graphite in a really long time. I don't know what I would draw. I'll have to think about it. But it would be fun to do some graphite work. I don't like this. I don't like her jawline right here. Her jawline is too angular for me. I'll round it off. A bit too angular. That's a little bit better. I should do a portrait in graphite sometime. I don't think it'd take too long. Hey Jessica. Yeah, you kind of missed a lot. I'm not gonna lie. If you're just now getting here, um, you you missed a whole bunch. But you can always go back and watch it. I'm actually, I'm trying to finish up the live stream. Um, uh, I'm basically trying to get her face to look less disgusting, and once I get it to a point that doesn't make me want to vomit, I'm gonna stop the live stream. But next question: do I like photographs? I assume that you're asking if I like to take photographs as opposed to looking at photographs. Um, and the answer to both of those questions, regardless of what you're asking, is yes. Um, though I I don't have the first camera that I had, the camera that I'm using to point at this camera right here, that camera, um, was a Nikon, and um, I I got a bunch of lenses for it. I had a bunch of lenses that I got specifically for photography, and I had a ton of fun with it. I took tons and tons and tons of pictures. Um, I had that camera when I first came to Poland. When I first visited for the first time, I took over 4,000 photos. And the reason I got rid of it and I switched to Canon, so I'm using a Canon 70D now, is because Canon takes better video. Um, and I spend about $4,000 going through lenses with my Nikon, that when I switched to Canon, I didn't have the money to buy the photography lenses. I keep spitting on my drawing. Um, and so I only bought one lens instead. Um, and um, so now I don't have any lenses to take good photography. I mean, my best lens is my 50 millimeter prime. The lens here that I'm shooting with is my video lens, which is a Sigma. And I use it to do all my video stuff with because it's very fast, and it has a constant aperture, a fixed aperture ring, which lets me change my focal uh, distance. Like I can zoom in and out without the lighting change because of the fixed aperture ring. Um, but that's pretty much all I get with that lens. I still can get pretty good photographs from it, but I feel like my Nikon and my other lenses took better photographs. But this is I don't know. Uh, um, so yeah, I do offer reference photos over on Patreon for my weekly time lapses or my weekly tutorials. I offer the reference photo plus a digital color palette that I use to draw the reference photo. Next question: do I ever draw from my imagination? Yeah, I draw from my imagination all the time. Um, Reference photos don't always capture what I want, so I make things up. Sometimes I want to change the colors, so I choose the colors from my imagination as opposed to a reference photo. Or sometimes I just draw whatever I want with nothing other than my imagination. What do I mean? She's disgusting. I'm not. It probably looks better. It probably looks better on camera than it does for me in person. Um, it's just not where I want it. So I don't mean she's like super ugly or anything. It's just not where I want it. But I hope to get it where I like it. Um, there's just, it's just not right for me right now. Trust me, she looks better than she did a half hour ago. Uh, the Canon EF 24 to 105 L lens, yeah, I can imagine that's a pretty sweet lens to have. It's probably what, $1,800. I would like to get an L lens to add to my collection. Uh, I have a very small collection. I have a 50 millimeter prime, and then this lens here, which doesn't give me a whole lot of options. This is the 18 to 24 Sigma, um, which is a lovely lens, but it lacks image stabilization, which is disappointing to say the least. Let me try to get her hairline right. Yeah, I wish that I could afford some good photography lenses. Honestly, though, I would like to honestly I'd kind of like to upgrade my body, my camera body to a full sensor. Like I'm I don't know. I would really like to have a full sensor camera so that I can maximize the quality of the glass that I buy. But I'll definitely stick with Canon, which I feel like I don't know. I feel like unless you never mind, I'm not even gonna finish that sentence. I'll just say that when it came to shooting pictures, I liked my Nikon better. When it comes to shooting video, I wouldn't touch a Nikon with a 10-foot pole. I switched to Canon for video, but not for photography. It seems a few more people woke up and decided to join the live chat. Hello, people. I could give you a synopsis of the last couple hours, but I think I'll spare the people that were here for that. What I'm doing is I'm trying to finish the live stream. Uh, Not really feeling all that well, but I want to get this woman's face done and looking nice. I'll probably, um, I don't know when I'll finish this actually. Maybe I'll just do another live stream when I'm feeling better. Yeah, I will. Um, I had a pretty big mishap at the beginning, right before I started live streaming, because I didn't intend to draw this today. But if you go back to the beginning and watch the, the live stream from the beginning, you'll know what I'm talking about. I don't want to go over it again and again, so I won't. All right, let's try to blend out some of this color and see what we got going on. See if I can smooth it out a little bit. Use the clean side this time so I don't mess it up again. This is my favorite part about using this paper and doing this technique. I love using the stump and just smoothing it out. This is like what brings the skin to life. Getting rid of all that gross texture. Getting nice smooth transitions from the shadows to the highlights. That's what I live for when it comes to doing these drawings. You almost can't even see what you draw until you use the blender and smooth it out, because it all of it looks pretty rough, and then once you smooth it out and get it looking nice, you can kind of see your progress. It starts to look like a face. The difficult thing with working with like a highly contrasted like image, like you want the shadows to be nice and dark and the highlights to be nice and bright, but when you're working in like the dark shadows, it's really hard to, keep those details. You got to keep layering, and well, I think a lot of people miss that aspect when they're working in the shadows, is like always maintaining those details, those creases, those subtle lines that have to show up in order to keep the piece looking alive. Just got to keep layering and layering and layering. Okay, let's uh, let's do some highlights again and see what comes out of it. Yeah, not too bad. But I think I'm gonna call it a day. I spent way too much. I spent way too much time on this drawing to be where I'm at right now. And it's tiny. Like, it's like barely my thumb. But anyways, I'll work on this drawing another time. Maybe I'll just do a surprise live stream throughout the week. I don't know. I don't really have much planned uh, for this drawing at all. So we'll see. Anyways, thanks again for everybody that came by and hung out for this period of time that I'm not quite sure how long it was. Um, but I had a lot of fun for the most part, and I appreciate all of you that were encouraging and supportive and all that stuff. Listening to me complain and whine and all that. Uh, Tomorrow I have another Coffee with Friends collaboration video that's gonna go up. Uh, I'm excited about it. I spent a lot of time editing the video and stuff like that, so I hope that you enjoy it. I think that the collaboration came out super great. Honestly, I'm more excited for you guys to see Kit Slam's side, the other artist that I did the collaboration with, because his side is so awesome. It's just great. So make sure that when you do see it, to go over to his channel and let him know how awesome his side is, because it's just great. You're gonna love it, I promise. Um, I will see you guys probably Wednesday. I don't think that I'm gonna do a pastel tutorial this week, so maybe I'll just do another like drawing journal thing, and I'll just work on this. Hopefully I'll feel better by then and I won't be so congested. But I hope that you enjoy the rest of your Monday. I'm gonna try to get some more work done and get some food. So thanks again for everything, and I will see you next time. Take care.